Chapter 12. Horizon of Despair. Crushed by the betrayal of her old friend, one of the heroines drowns in sadness. The friends are there to help, but it's up to her to find the strength and escape this state. April 13th, 2019. All 510 hours. Carolina Hospital. The Pegasi Mirage Squadron were growing worried. None of them got a blink of sleep the other day. It was pouring outside. The majority of the Pegasi had been too occupied with war and the ongoing Griffin offensive to focus on the weather, which led to dark clouds gathering over Canterlot. Lightning Bolt and Derpy kept walking back and forth, unable to stay in one place. Fluttershy was very anxious. Both Rainbow Dash and Medley suffered terrible injuries in battle over Ponyville. The nurses were doing their best to make sure that everything would end well, but nothing was revealed as of yesterday. Cloudkicker tried to cheer Fluttershy up. Firefly was more angry than sad, cursing her lack of perception. I should have known. They were trying to separate, pick us off one by one. Rainbow, how could I have been so stupid? Suddenly the door opened and Nurse Dreadheart came out. The 5 Pegasi instantly turned to her and started swarming her with questions regarding their friends. Firefly tried to calm them down and let the nurse speak. She saw their uncertainty and worries, but spoke slowly. I won't be lying to you girls. They're both in bad shape. But don't worry, their lives are not in danger. The pony sighed in relief. Well, that's some good news. However, Medley's wings are badly injured. Several bones are broken, some even crushed. She won't be able to fly for at least 2 months. Redheart added with a glum voice. Cloudkicker was visibly anxious too. She asked if Medley will ever be able to take flight again, and Nurse said she will. Thanks to a special potion that Sakura, a zebra living within the Everfree Forest, and an old friend of Twilight, has supplied the medics with, Medley's bones will be restored, although Nurse Redheart warned that the process takes a long time and is quite painful. Firefly didn't know who they met, so Fluttershy told her, in brief, how they met Sakura. When she heard of the Griffith offense, she decided to supply medics with various potions that would help where conventional methods failed. When Fluttershy asked about Rainbow Dash, Redheart's face turned sad. She suffered nervous wounds, but I soaked the bandages with salve. They should be healed within a few hours. However, I'm more worried about her mental state. What do you mean, Nurse? Lightning Bolt asked. She appears to be absent, only stares at the ceiling with those empty eyes, not wanting to talk with any pony. I'm getting really worried, she admitted. Poor Rainbow, Fluttershy said somberly. Can we go see her? Her heart was hesitating at first, but knew it would be for the best. She could cure Pony's physical wounds, but the case of the Blue Pegasus was different. The medic allowed the 5 flyers inside and left them with Rainbow Dash while she went to tend to the other patients. Will they ever be able to fly again?
That all depends. His wounds will heal, but that depends on his heart.
Redheart was hesitant. They started approaching the bed slowly, but stopped before they got closer. All of them saw how badly Rainbow was injured. The bandages were covered most of her body. Her distance to Randy was what worried the winged ponies the most. First, I walked up to the bed and looked down at her friend. The Blue Pegasus didn't seem to have noticed her at first.
Rainbow Dash, can you hear me?
She whispered gently.
Please, wake up. It's me, Fluttershy.
The name finally caught the worried pony's attention. She slowly turned her head to the left and saw the yellow Pegasus. Rainbow's face gave a shadow of a smile.
Hi, girls.
She spoke with a dejected voice. The other Pegasi approached her friend.
Are you hurt badly, Rainbow?
Derpy asked. She didn't respond, but it was obvious she was suffering. When Fluttershy asked her how she was feeling, Rainbow's voice started breaking down.
Everything hurts me, Fluttershy. My head, back, hooves, stomach. Even my heart and soul. I feel like a part of me died inside. Never to return.
Get a hold of yourself, Dash, Firefly exclaimed. There's no need to dramatize. You and Medley are both alive.
The nurse said Sid will be able to fly again, eventually.
Cloudkicker added without convenience. The ponies tried to make Rainbow feel better, but she seemed completely ignorant about them, drowning herself in torment.
You don't know how I feel. None of this would have happened if I wasn't an idiot. I'm just a pathetic winged equine, always putting others in peril. The amount of despair and anguish in Rainbow's voice was overwhelming. The Rod's flyers tried to think of a solution, but didn't know what to do. When Rainbow Dash kept insulting herself, Firefly suddenly burst. Stop! I don't want to hear this. That's not like you, Rainbow. Snap out of it! Firefly. Lightning Bolt was shaken by her attitude. At this moment, she sounded harsh, like Rainbow's insults were hurting her personally. Fluttershy came even closer and Rainbow saw her eyes. She gasped. They seemed blank, as they lost all of their natural shine. When Cloudkicker got closer and examined the blue Pegasus, she expressed visible concern. This is bad. Very bad. I've seen this before. One of my friends was in a similar state. He got better in a few days, but this is different. What's happening to Rainbow Dash, Cloudkicker? Derpy asked, fearing the answer. The purple Pegasus explained that the betrayal of Gilda's talents, which Rainbow Dash experienced, could have shaken her very soul. The amount of shock was slowly turning her into a catatonic. The blue mare could be having a mental breakdown. Others looked at Rainbow with worried faces. Rainbow's on the verge of giving into utter despair. If this happens, we'll lose her. No! Fluttershy shrieked. Rainbow, please say something. Anything. To make matters worse, Firefly got a call from Gale. It was seen that the Griffith Army was preparing a siege on Stalingrad, a city to the east of Camelot, in the third largest urbanized area in Equestria. Also renowned as the Lion's Canary, the huge stockpiles of food and various supplies, which included some of the latest research technologies, was of the utmost importance. The Round Squadron was assigned to assist the Wonderbolts and other ponies capable of fighting and defending the city. The battle could have lasted for days, maybe weeks. Firefly noticed that Rainbow's bleeding had stopped, so her wounds should be cured shortly. She ordered other flyers to assemble, and asked if Rainbow was coming too. But what the blue Pegasus said was unexpected. I can't go. What was that? She seemed to be losing her patience. I can't. I feel so crushed. But your wounds will heal soon, Rainbow. We need you, Lightning Bolt said. It seemed to have fallen on deaf ears. The blue Pegasus was still blabbering to herself. Firefly couldn't hold it anymore and exclaimed, I can't believe this. I never thought I'd see you act so weak. Every pony makes mistakes. Quit blaming yourself. What don't you understand? I just don't get it, Rainbow mumbled. I've been tricked like an amateur. I walked straight into a trap. And that's the only reason? Rainbow didn't answer. Firefly lost it. You know what? To the hay with you. If you keep telling yourself all that crap, you might as well just stay here for good. We don't need that kind of a flyer on our team. Firefly, how could you? Derpy whispered. The pink mare insisted the team should go with her, but the Pegasus had no intention of leaving Rainbow's side, saying she needs them more than ever before. They saw Firefly was about to explode with anger, but suddenly, her voice became timid and resigned. Fine! I'll be outside. Just don't keep me waiting for long. As she was about to leave, the doors opened and 4 other ponies got inside. It was Twilight Sparkle and friends. Is Rainbow here? Twilight asked. We heard she was severely wounded, so we came to see if she's all right. This'll ease your worries. She's alive, said Firefly. But good luck trying to talk to her. She's nothing more than a wreck of a Pegasus now. How dare you! Take that back! Elzek growled. She was piercing the pink mare with green eyes. You're Applejack, right? Firefly remembered her. Look, I'm not in the mood for arguing. Just let me out of this room. I can't. I don't want to stay here any longer. She stormed off. Other Pegasi, with the exception of Fluttershy, were about to go after her. Lightning Bolt wanted to give her some stern talking to. As Twilight, Rarity, Pinky, and Applejack approached the bed, Rainbow was just staring at the ceiling again, completely absent. It brought up more worries for the ponies. Fluttershy, darling, who did this to her? Rarity asked. Fluttershy slowly told him about Gilda's treacherous actions, how Medley tried to save Rainbow, and how dearly she paid for that heroic act. So is Gilda hurt Dashy so much? Pinky said angrily. When I get my husband at me, I'll... Forget it, Pinky. I deserved it. Rainbow said quietly. Pinky's face instantly turned sad. Applejack couldn't understand Rainbow's attitude. She was known to be headstrong, but she was seeing her best friend in a state that made her resemble a fallen statue. She frowned. Twilight, Applejack pleaded. Can't you do something with your magic? I'm sorry, Applejack, but no magic can cure a pony out of despair, she replied with sorrow. Applejack, can't you believe it? So you're saying there's nothing we could do to help Rainbow? After everything she did for us? No. I fire! Her pain could have been leaned on. Rarity tried to give her comfort. Most of the display, Rainbow kept calling herself unworthy and pathetic. It was devastating to the ponies to the point that even Pinkie Pie felt dejected. The last bits of a smile faded from her face. Ultimately, they knew that helping Stalingrad and repelling the Griffiths was top priority. Yet they couldn't bring themselves to abandon Rainbow. In the end, they had no choice and started to leave the room. Waterside stayed a little behind and tried to call out to Rainbow once more. She looked at her. You're still here? Forget about me. Go help the others. Millie needs more attention than me. I'm nothing more than a useless... Rainbow, please look at me. Sudden raise of volume in her voice silenced the blue Pegasus, and her eyes met with Fluttershy's. She was getting desperate. Rainbow, please, no, beg of you, don't give up. You mustn't give up. If our friendship has any meaning to you. She leaned towards the rainbow-made flyer and kissed her forehead. It hit her. This gesture somehow made her realize something. But Fluttershy always leaving the room. Please, come back to health and us. We'll be waiting for you. I'll be waiting. And my Flutterdash senses are kicking in! Down, boy! Down! Down! Don't make Trixie get the newspaper. Fluttershy! Des tried to raise her hoof out to Fluttershy as he tried to make her stay, but she closed the door and left. The pain was immeasurable. Rainbow started sobbing. She let out a loud scream, banging her legs against the bed of frustration, repeatedly cursing herself. I'm so pathetic. I'm a failure. A coward. A coward! Trix, just to make sure, do we have to go back to the Bride of Discord saga after this? Yes, we do. Okay, but somebody owes me a follow-up fic. Well, we have been wanting to do the APCs of Combat Equestrian. True. 07-2400 hours. Lightning bolt, cloud kicker, derpy cloud firefly. She was standing alone for the large hospital building. The rain was getting more intense. The white Pegasus came closer and started to speak her mind. Well, Firefly, we need to talk. How could you be so harsh towards Rainbow Dash? She's going through personal hell. We should be helping her. But you only keep yelling at her everybody else instead. You've got it all wrong. Firefly yelled in frustration. The three Pegasi noticed the tears streaming down her cheeks, mixing with the raindrops. Her entire body soaked wet. Thunder, you really don't think I don't care about Rainbow? Or any of you for that matter? No, you're wrong. You're wrong. I just couldn't listen to her, blaming herself. It was like looking in a mirror. She sat down in a puddle, covering her face with her hose. What are you? Lightning Bolt started before suddenly realizing what the pink flyer meant. You don't mean your parents, Derpy guessed. Firefly bawled, slumping to the ground. It was true. Rainbow's breakdown reminded her of her own. Cloudkicker approached the pink mare and looked at her with empathy. She offered a helping hoof and aided Firefly getting back on her legs. It's okay to cry. You don't have to act tough all the time. I can tell you feel the same pain we do. A fleer is supposed to be tough, Firefly exclaimed. But I guess I'm not worthy of such title. I don't know what to do anymore. I feel lost. She sounded resigned. Derpy was trying to convince her to remain committed to the task. Fluttershy just came out of the building. Her mind was focused on Rainbow. She heard a faint scream from behind the door, barely resisting the will to re-enter the room and calm her down. When she saw her friends comforting the blue mare, she immediately knew what happened. The leader was hiding her feelings the whole time, but couldn't do it any longer when she saw her trusted wingmare suffering so much. Lightning Bolt expressed her apologies to the pink Pegasus. Listen, Firefly, you got regrets you want. It's only natural, but know this. Before you came, we were all normal Pegasi. Thanks to you, we became the Pegasi capable of defending Equestria when it found itself in danger. Never forget that. We owe much to you, and we're not going to fail. Neither you nor anybody else, she said with a strong tone.
Firefly was truly grateful for these kind words and wiped the tears from her eyes. None of the flyers forgot about Medley either. They wanted to go and see her too, but time was running short. Plus, Firefly wasn't feeling positive about going back inside. Twilight's company was also planning to fly to Stalingrad as soon as they were supposed to leave their respective units. The Purple Unicorns suggested to get to Eastern City using the twinkling balloon. Rainbow having a breakdown. Firefly regretting being a leader. Twinkling balloon. One of these things isn't like the other. Roz Pegasi were offered to act as their escort, but every pony took flight. They made a vow. You're right, girls, Firefly said. Must not give up. We'll keep fighting. We'll fight at Stalingrad. We'll be fighting for both Equestria and our friends. Let's hope they'll come to our aid and us when they get their bear. They will, Firefly assured her. Rainbow's a strong pony. She will make it. She will arrive at Stalingrad before we know it. I agree, Twilight added. Let's make haste for now. The next battle might be a decisive meeting in this war. We can't fail. We won't. I'm gonna fight for Rainbow and Equestria, Applejack exclaimed. Let's get moving, Everpony! 10:31 hours. Nurse Redheart slowly opened the door to Rainbow's room. She saw that the Pegasus was calmed down and willing to talk to her. She asked her to get up from the bed so she could remove Rainbow's bandages. While on it, she told Rainbow about her friends going to Stalingrad and preparing for the upcoming battle. The nurse wondered why Rainbow couldn't come with them. First, she didn't speak a word, but as Redheart was about to take the last of the bandages from her back, she whispered, I don't know what's going on. What's wrong with me? My body wants to fly with them, but my heart keeps me grounded, and it drives me crazy! What's happening to me? I really don't know, Taz. If Sakura was here, she might have known. She has greater spiritual knowledge when it comes to the psyche. The Blue Pegasus understood that, but the pain in her continued. When she kept on remarking about her weakness, Nurse Redheart interrupted her. What your friends were saying was right. You need to stop being awfully selfless. You only think about your failure, but have you considered to think what would happen if they were to lose at Stalingrad? The Griffiths will have total domination over us. Not even care to lock and hold off against their offense. Then, worse yet, they might not even come back. Rainbow was somewhat shocked hearing that. So they actually went there? She thought. Or she could say another. A loud shriek echoed through the corridors. What was that? Rainbow asked. It's Medley, the poor thing. Nurse answered, finally removing the last bandages from Rainbow's cheeks. The Pegasus looked worried. Is she being operated? No. Didn't you hear what your friends had been telling you? Rainbow didn't respond. She felt worse now, because she willingly ignored her friends' advances and pleas for help. Nurse Redheart explained to her about the potion and the process of regenerating ring bones. Medley's screams could be heard even though the door was closed. She doesn't deserve this, Rainbow mumbled. I should be there instead. This is all my fault. Nurse didn't say anything initially, but Dad insisted she was guilty of everything, but then told her to go and talk to the Green Pegasus. This was the least Rainbow could do and make her feel better. At first she refused, claiming she would not be able to look at her face, but eventually Dash was convinced. In her state, even that was uncertain, but she could at least assert that Medley was still alive. Nurse Redheart said, You should know, the first thing Medley asked about when she woke up was your condition, Dash. She and the others are visibly worried about you. Go see Medley. You have my permission. You shouldn't let your friends down. She added when Rainbow was leaving the room. Maybe I've failed them already. The Blue Pegasus replied summarily. Regardless of her doubts, she went to Medley's room. Her screams had died down. She got inside. Nurse Tenderheart didn't let her in, but Rainbow said that Redheart allowed her to visit the Green Flyer. Due to these circumstances, the Magpie let her in and let the two Pegasi alone. Rainbow approached the bed. Medley's face was lit with a smile upon her. Rainbow, I'm so happy to see you. You look terrible. You seem pretty banged up yourself, kid, Rainbow replied with a grin. Yeah, it's alright.
I can take the pain, because I know I'll be flying with you again, she told Rainbow. Despite her long-haired behavior, Melody noticed something was bothering her friend. So he asked about the other members of the squadron. Rainbow told her that she flew to Stalingrad to help reinforce the city during the Griffin siege. "Then what are you doing here, Rainbow? You should be there, helping them," Medley exclaimed. The Blue Pegasus knew she would say something like that. She took on a more regretful face and said to her, "Look, Medley, you're lying here because of me. I could have saved you, but I was unable to. Can you forgive me?" What are you saying? I don't understand." Medley seemed confused. "I believed Gilda. I was fooled by her words. If I would have been at least a little more far-sighted, maybe none of this would have happened. I'm a disgrace to this team." "How could you say that? You're the best Pegasus pony in all of Equestria. Every pony knows that." Medley tried to cheer her up, but Rainbow's psyche carried on sliding down. "I could have saved you, but I was tricked so easily. You almost died because of me. Did you see that?" "But the Rainbow—" "I gave her a second chance. She betrayed me." Rainbow let out a sigh. "How could I have been such a loser? She was right. I don't deserve to be with you girls." "Rainbow, don't kick yourself." "Maybe I should have flew away with her. Just let her kill me. I wouldn't bear that way. I'm just a pathetic, unworthy, pitiful pony. I can't take it. It's eating me inside." "Rainbow, please stop." Medley's voice was on the verge of breaking. She couldn't bear to hear a Pegasus being called a hero, berating herself like that. Rainbow unleashed her torment, smacking her face with her hose and kept repeating, "It's my fault. My fault." Green Pegasus couldn't stand it anymore. "Rainbow Das!" Her shrieks caused Rainbow to look at her. Without warning, Medley lifted herself from the bed and grabbed the Blue Pegasus by the arms. Before she knew what was going on, Rainbow received a punch in the right cheek. She shook her head a few times and noticed the tears forming in Medley's eyes. "Don't you ever call yourself unworthy—" Ah! She felt a stream of pain surging through her back. She was trying to hold her balance using her wings, but every time she flapped them, it hurt. Medley collapsed back on the bed, panting heavily. Rainbow seemed to have recovered from the shock as she was rubbing her cheek. "Listen to Rainbow," Medley started, gathering her thoughts and explaining her motives behind the crazy charge she made. "I saved you because, contrary to me, you are needed for the others. Unlike you, I'm an average Pegasus. I'm expendable. Ponies like us could easily be considered normal troops. Cannon fodder. But you, Rainbow, you are one of a kind. Besides, you must live. Who else would wield the element of loyalty if not you? Have you ever considered how sad your friends would be if you decided to abandon them? I know you would never do that, though." Medley was looking at Rainbow Dazzle with sort of longing sight. "I was prepared for the consequences of my actions, but in regard to nothing. The fact that you still live is enough, so stop blaming yourself. You've done absolutely nothing wrong." Rainbow suddenly realized something. Medley was telling her about friends, but avoided to call herself one, too. When she asked the Green Flyer why, the answer was quite shocking. Medley always suffered from low self-esteem and considered herself as unneeded. The reason she volunteered to join the Mirage Squadron was because she needed an opportunity to break out of her shell and get a chance to meet a pony she always wanted to know. But Daz wasn't pleased with that explanation. "Did you already forget that I told you when I made up my mind? You become my friend since the day you joined us. Now you're telling me you don't matter, but others do? That's hypocrisy!" "I'm just saying what's on my mind, Rainbow," Medley whispered. "Then stop. You're just as important as I am, as our Firefly, Lightning Bolt, Fluttershy, Derpy, or Cloud Kicker. We're all equal. Do you understand me?" At this point, Medley smiled. It would appear her reasoning when Daz finally managed to break her out of her exasperated state. Even she noticed that. Her eyes opened up at last. Both of them were having difficulties themselves. The Blue Pegasus finally understood. She was trying to hide her doubts behind a shroud of despair. It didn't help, it only made things worse. She grinned at Medley and thanked her for the punch, claiming she needed it. Despite the small setback, there was still time to fix the mishaps. "Seems like I've been fooling myself all along," Rainbow said quietly. "Firefly was right. Every pony makes mistakes, but I'm there enough to face them." "Yeah, that's right, Rainbow. You are the best. So, don't worry about me. Go and help the others. Once I get better, I'll join you. We'll fly together again. All 7 of us." Medley's voice was full of hope. Finally, Rainbow escaped her troubled thoughts. Now she was focused only on one thing: flying to Stalingrad and assisting her friends. The Blue Pegasus thanked Medley for everything and stroked her head before leaving the room. When the nurse returned and saw Rainbow leaving the building in a hurry, she saw through it did stop her. The point of loyalty had regained her confidence and attitude, leaving behind all personal worries. Without hesitation, she spread her wings and flew to the east. 14,2900 hours. Stalingrad airspace. After a prolonged flight, the twinkling balloon was about to arrive in the airspace of Stalingrad. The ponies gazed around at the lovely scenery. Despite the fact that winter was supposed to end several weeks ago, the temperatures at Stalingrad were around zero, or just a few degrees below the average scale in Equestria for 9 months during the year. The sun was piercing the clouds, and the cases of snow petals fell to the ground. The wind was blowing gently. Verity noticed the buildings of the city, and Cloudkicker's keen eyes already saw a couple of Pegasus ponies approaching them. It turned into a reunion, as the Pegasi were tornado swirl in overdrive, leaders of the burner and racer flights that aided Maraud's during the destruction of Burning Talon. They expressed mild concern when they saw Rainbow Dash and Medley were missing. Firefly quickly explained the entire situation, though she was passing some painful details and asked about the Griffith's actions. We were conducting some diversionary operations in recent hours, a tornado reported. These guys have already killed several of our troops and wounded a lot too. Their attacks are getting more and more intense. We've got a lot of supplies on our host, and the situation calls for it. We could call a backup or two. But they just keep throwing some heavy stuff at us. It's good things you girls are here to help us. We'll do our best. Just lay it on us, Cloudkicker remarked. Overdrive spoke about the reports, claiming that another wave of Griffins was on their way towards the city. These were later confirmed by the Wonderbolts, as they personally came to the aid of the defenders. Many ponies were already involved in finding different points at Stalingrad. Rod's squadron was ready to provide support. As soon as the twinkling balloon landed in outposts and began belonging to the Unicorns, Twilight and Rarity left the company to rejoin with their own units. It took another flight to the Earth Pony's base so that Applejack and Pinkie Pie could reach their own troops. With that done, the Pegasi were done with the escort. There was no time to rest. They instantly took to the skies to brace themselves for the upcoming battle. The Maraud's ponies were sent to patrol the western area of the city. There was already another team of flyers at the designated point, codenamed Stingray, so Firefly went ahead and contacted their leader. Stingray Flight, are you reading me? This is Flash, what's your status?
I hear you, Dash. Well, good. Thank you. Name's Crumb Plate. It's call sign Stingray 1. You may call me Crumb for short.
The voice sounded like an adult stallion responded. Copy that, Stingray 1. Got any vessels approaching the bandits?
Not yet, but they are here any minute. Be advised, they've recently started engaging us in a hit-and-run manner,
Crumbplate warned. Does that mean a single strike and retreat? Derby asked.
Essentially, yes. But sometimes they might. Oh crap, they're coming!
Crumb suddenly yelled.
Are you far away, Maraud's?
Hang on, we're coming. Flash out! Firefly cut the link and increased her flight speed. The air flyers followed her lead. Soon they noticed fighting going on. About 8 Griffins were engaging a group of 4 Pegasus ponies. The instant they joined the fray, the Griffins siveled their sights on them, and the fight broke out for good. Some members of Echo's Guild Squadron were at fault in the attack, even though the leader himself was not present. However, one that stood out amongst them was a gray feathered griffin with green eyes that wore a vest with number 11. It took a few moments to make Fluttershy recognize him. It was the same one she couldn't finish off during the main fight over Hoofyton. He too seemed to remember her.
So you're still flying at sea. Do me a favor, don't chicken out this time.
He mocked her with a smirk. Who are you? Fluttershy asked.
Me. I am Night Raven, co-leader of the Northwind Squadron. Zerkros sent me to keep an eye on these ragtags who call themselves soldiers. Let's finish what we started then.
1,100 hours. It was clear he was enraged and wanted revenge for the humiliation he experienced. While Fluttershy saw no reason to actually hurt him, so he promised not to avoid the fighting anymore. As the fight continued, the ponies appeared to have the advantage. The artillery allowed them to avoid the majority of the enemy attacks, but one of the members of the Stinger flight was fatally wounded in the right wing, and to the horror of others, another griffin attached himself to the Pegasus and ripped the wing off his body. The blood-curdling scream was the last thing the flyers heard from him as he fell down. Since the ponies were tried by strong bonds, death of many of them only fueled the desire of the others to avenge them, while at the same time filling their hearts with grief. Whereas yet, the leader of the griffin flight, calling himself Rod, requested a additional flight to join the flight. Soon, 10 more griffins appeared over the city. It was a trap. "No good," Lightning Bolt remarked, avoiding a hit from one of the assailants. Fluttershy tried to break off from fighting Night Raven and helped them in chasing the enemies away, but the feather soldier had no intentions of letting her go. Being unable to get past him, Fluttershy tried to kick him in the face, but suddenly extended his wings and immobilized her, resting his claws on her cheeks. She attempted to release herself, to no avail.
"You're pretty good, despite being a coward. It's been a while since I had a good fight, but I'm just getting warmed up."
With a wicked grin on his face, the griffin started to slowly scratch Fluttershy's face. Yelling in pain, she tried to hit him. All attempts failed. Other Mirage flyers saw what was happening, but the griffins kept them busy. When Derpy managed to eliminate one of the bandits and flew to help her friend, another died to her suddenly, hitting her in the head. She appeared dazed, but luckily managed to stabilize the flight. Fluttershy kept on resisting Night Raven, only led him to enjoy the torture some more.
"It's a real pity. I had to tarnish such a beautiful pony. But oh well, war is war. Sacrifices have to be made."
The Yellow Pegasus tried to explain to Raven that war is awful, and killing more griffins and ponies every day leads nowhere. It was useless, and everything went off him like water down Duck's back, against scratching Fluttershy's cheeks, causing her to wither around in pain. Just then, as the situation seemed really bad, when other support units had sight for the ponies, Lightning's radar picked up a single contact approaching at high speed. Cloudkicker tried to evade it, but before Firefly even had a chance to call, everyone but ponies and griffins heard its voice, a sharp, turbaned voice, a voice of their most respected companion. "Sorry to keep you waiting, girls. Let's get the show on the road." "Rainbow! It's Rainbow Dash! She's back!" "All right!" And cheering the Mirage ponies boomed around the airspace. Blue Pegasus soon right next to him headed straight for the griffins. Chrome Plate, who happened to be on Dash's course, quickly dived down. Seeing her diary approach, Rainbow instantly flew towards Night Raven and delivered a swift kick to his back. The force of the blow pushed him away from Fluttershy, releasing his grip on her. She was able to flap on her wings again. "That's right, boys! A woman! Saving another woman!" "Shocked? This is impossible! Should it be a guy? This is wrong! Yeah!" "Sorry, boys, but in this fic, women are actually strong people who can help each other and kick ass!" "Thanks!" "I still do love messing with these people." Reba flew up her, and her silhouette appeared in the sunny sun. She got down on the battlefield with a smirk on her face before diving at immense speed, catching the Griffin soldiers off guard and causing them to spread out. Some of them were disturbed by that sudden intrusion, brought back the memories of the mysterious blue fire who defeated 3 soldiers all by himself. Night Raven called for his troops to regroup, while Rainbow got closer to Fluttershy and tipped on her. First, the Yellow Pegasus seemed confused. She realized it was really Rainbow, until she heard her voice again. "You're getting better, Fluttershy. Are you okay?" Overjoyed, Fluttershy embraced Rainbow. She noticed a small bounce of blood on her face, a result of Night Raven's torment. Yellow Pegasus said, "My cheeks hurt a little. I'm more than glad to see you again, Rainbow." "Same here," Firefly added as he got closer. When Derpy, a Cloudkicker, asked what made her come back, despite the severe amounts of sorrow she was experiencing, Rainbow's dad simply said at some point finally slapped her face. Such an act made her realize how foolish she was acting. Now Rainbow knew what really mattered for her. Her friends were the greatest treasure she could ever hope for. Her strength for overcoming problems. Ra's flyers immediately guessed he was referring to Medley. Dash had no intentions of failing her or her companions again. Firefly squared away with a smirk and a short phrase as he put her host on Rainbow's arms. "Welcome back, Rainbow Dash." Thanks to Rainbow's timely appearance and the combined efforts of Stingray and Mirage flights, 5 griffins were defeated, and the rest returned soon after. Night Raven swore he hadn't seen the last of him, but the Pegasi was unfazed by such threats. Upon returning to a nearby outpost, Fluttershy and other hurt ponies were treated to their wounds. Rainbow rejoiced upon reuniting with her friends. Loneliness was something she hated the most. She assured every pony present she will keep fighting for Equestria as long as it takes. Later, as she gazed at the evening sky, she stated that she could run to Gilda again. Only the stars would know the result of that encounter.